Let's talk about self-esteem and self-confidence. Two commonly discussed words, but often misunderstood. Have you ever caught yourself comparing your life to others and feeling like something is always missing? Like everyone else seems better, happier, or more accomplished? This feeling is more common than you might think, and this is where self-esteem and self-confidence become essential pieces for living a lighter and more fulfilling life. Self-esteem is about how we see ourselves, about the value we assign to ourselves regardless of what we have or who surrounds us. It's about accepting ourselves, with all our qualities and flaws, understanding that we are enough just the way we are. But this doesn't mean we need to be perfect, quite the opposite. Having self-esteem is looking in the mirror and seeing someone who deserves love, respect, and opportunities, even with their flaws and vulnerabilities. Self-confidence, on the other hand, is believing in your ability to act, to face daily challenges, to grow. It comes from experience, from learning, from every time we decide to step out of our comfort zone, even if we are scared. If self-esteem makes us feel we deserve to be loved, self-confidence makes us believe we are capable of pursuing what we want. How many times have you given up on something because you felt you weren't good enough? Or not given yourself a chance because you thought you would fail? This often happens because our self-confidence has been undermined, whether by the criticisms we've received throughout life or the constant comparisons we make. But the good news is that both self-esteem and self-confidence can be cultivated. It starts gradually. Every day, try to recognize something positive about yourself, a kind gesture, a skill you have, an accomplishment, no matter how small. Value every step, every lesson, every time you tried, even if the result wasn't perfect. And remember, you don't need to be perfect to be valuable. It's not about ignoring mistakes or refusing to improve, but about stopping being your own harshest critic. Treat yourself with the same understanding you would offer to a dear friend. Life challenges us enough. We don't need to put ourselves down even more. If self-confidence feels distant, start by challenging yourself. Take small steps outside your usual routine. Try new things. Allow yourself to fail and learn. Sometimes, confidence doesn't come before action. It's built during the process. The journey to building solid self-esteem and true self-confidence isn't quick or linear. There will be tougher days, days when doubts will seem louder than any certainty. But remember, every small step toward accepting and believing in yourself counts. It's important to understand that self-esteem and self-confidence are not synonyms for arrogance or selfishness. Loving yourself doesn't mean putting yourself above others, but respecting yourself, understanding your worth, and knowing you also deserve good things in life. This is fundamental to building healthy relationships, both with others and with yourself. When we learn to value ourselves, we require less external validation and become more resilient in the face of adversity. For example, think about the times you found yourself seeking others' approval. How often was what you did or didn't do driven by a desire to please, to be accepted, to be seen as good enough? When our self-esteem depends on others, we become vulnerable to external opinions and expectations, which can be extremely draining. But by learning to value who we are, we free ourselves from this constant need to please and find an internal source of satisfaction and pride. Self-confidence is also closely linked to the ability to act despite fear. Being self-confident doesn't mean you never feel fear or insecurity, but that you don't let these feelings paralyze your actions. It's about looking at a challenge and, despite uncertainties, deciding to move forward. Every small victory you achieve, every obstacle you overcome, strengthens this confidence. And even when we fail, there's valuable learning that contributes to our growth. One thing that greatly helps to build self-confidence is setting goals and committing to them. These goals don't need to be grand. In fact, they should ideally be realistic and achievable. Think about something you'd like to do, but have always postponed due to insecurity. It could be something simple, like starting a new workout routine, taking a course you've always wanted to, or even starting a new hobby. With every small victory, your confidence will grow, creating a positive cycle of accomplishments. Another important tip is to take care of your inner dialogue. Often, We catch ourselves speaking in an extremely critical way to ourselves. Imagine if you spoke to a friend the same way you talk to yourself in moments of error or failure. It would probably push them away, wouldn't it? So why do we do this to ourselves? Learning to treat yourself with kindness and understanding is an essential step in strengthening your self-esteem and self-confidence. When we change our inner dialogue, we also change how we see ourselves and, consequently, how we face the world. Remember that the people around you also greatly influence how you feel about yourself. Surround yourself with people who support you, celebrate your achievements, and want the best for you. Toxic relationships can drain your energy and undermine your self-esteem, so it's important to evaluate who is part of your social circle and how they impact your well-being. Sometimes, simply distancing yourself from negative environments can significantly improve how you feel about yourself. It's also important to note that self-awareness is a powerful tool in this journey. When you know yourself better, understand your strengths and weaknesses, your fears and desires, it becomes easier to accept who you are and work toward becoming the best version of yourself. Self-awareness helps identify unhealthy thought and behavior patterns, allowing you to make conscious and constructive changes. Take time to reflect on your experiences, what makes you happy, and what holds you back. Practices like meditation and mindfulness can be great allies in developing self-esteem and self-confidence. These practices increase awareness of your thoughts and feelings, allowing you not to be automatically carried away by negative self-criticism. Moreover, meditation can help reduce anxiety and stress, which directly contributes to a more positive self-view. Another thing that can help a lot is finding inspiration in people you admire. It's not about negatively comparing yourself to them, but about being inspired by their stories and realizing that everyone, at some point, faces difficulties and insecurities. The difference lies in how these people handle these moments. They choose to move forward, learn from challenges, and keep believing in themselves. Remember, each person has their own pace and journey, and you can also build your story in a unique and special way. Self-esteem and self-confidence are like muscles that need to be exercised. The more you practice self-love and challenge your insecurities, the stronger they will become. There will be days when this seems harder, and that's okay. The important thing is not to give up on yourself, even in the most challenging moments. Every small step you take towards self-care and self-awareness makes a huge difference in the long run. So, if today you feel unmotivated or think you're not capable, know that this is part of the journey. No one is confident all the time, and everyone has bad days. But believe me, you are much stronger than you think. You've already overcome so much, faced challenges that seemed impossible, and that's proof that you are capable of succeeding, growing, and becoming an even better person. Don't forget that comparison is the thief of joy. Everyone's life is different, and what we see on social media is just a fraction of reality, usually the most idealized part. Focus on your own path, value your achievements, and recognize that you are exactly where you need to be to keep evolving. Your worth doesn't lie in what others think of you, but in what you know about yourself.
So, let's walk this journey together. Value who you are, celebrate your achievements, and never stop giving yourself a chance. If you enjoyed this video and believe it can help someone, leave a like and share it. Subscribe to the channel for more content about mental health and personal growth. And if you want to continue on this journey of development, check out the video on the screen now. See you there.